Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. You're watching day 7 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. Welcome to day 7 of my mystery whiskey advent or dramvent calendar. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 150 samples in my sample collection and my wife has picked 24 at random. She'll put one a day into this blue Glencairn glass and I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. Should we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Let's start with the nose. Right, so this smells like cherry, lots of charred oak, vanilla, almonds, like roasted almonds. Reminds me a little bit of cherry bakewell. It's a little bit sort of dusty. Yeah, it's quite fruity. Definitely sort of dark, sort of stone fruits maybe. But yeah, almost like a hint of linseed oil as well. Reminds me a little bit of a bourbon. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, I don't think that's a bourbon. It's quite malty, cereal, a little bit yeasty, a little bit fruity, those sort of dark fruits as I picked up on the nose. But yeah, it doesn't come across like a bourbon at all on the palate. It's a little bit bitter, a little bit dry, sort of drying the mouth out a little bit, and I don't think it's overly high ABV at this stage. Let's have another sip. Yeah, this is interesting. It's quite fruity. Potentially it's been in a red wine cask, I'd say. It's quite drying and quite tannic. I'm getting quite a lot of dry wood, a little bit of bitterness on the palate. It's not overly high ABV, I don't think. Probably 46% max would be my guess. And in terms of fruit notes, there is that sort of plums, prunes, dates, maybe a hint of maraschino cherry as well, but it's not overly sweet. Let's have one more sip. Yeah, it's interesting. I did get a hint of sort of bourbon flavours just then, but they seem to disappear very quickly. Definitely tastes more like a single malt whiskey. I'm not certain if it's Scotch. I'd lean more towards Scotch as it is a sort of Scotch style, and yeah, possibly Highland or Speyside, but it's yeah, I think it's probably been matured or finished in a red wine cask, and that's why it's sort of lost some of its sort of fresh fruitiness that it might have had, and it's a little bit dry and a little bit bitter. But it's not unpleasant. It's just probably not a whiskey I'd choose to go and buy, having tasted it though. Should we find out what's in my glass? Right, so this is the Sirius 31-year-old. It's 43.1% and it was sent to me by Toby Grimes. So thanks, Toby, for sending me that. I think, but I'm not certain that I've tried this before. Obviously it's a 31-year-old. I'm not entirely certain what it's been aged in. I'll put that on screen now to show you. But it's obviously not high ABV, 43.1. And if I recall correctly, it's a blended whiskey. But again, I might be wrong. I'll put whether or not it's a blend on screen now as well. But it's not unpleasant. But as I said, it's probably not a whiskey I'd reach for. It could be that it definitely benefits from time in the glass. We'll find out. Or I'll find out afterwards, because I'll take my time with this off camera. But I have heard very good things about this from people, and I think that's why I got a sample in the first place. But nonetheless, it's always good to try something new and to try and nail it down. And obviously it is Scotch whisky from North Star. So yeah, I suppose throw a dart at Scotland and you'll be right some of the time. Yeah, hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully you'll come back for more tomorrow. Sauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.